Joined by head coach Pete Hamilton from Randolph College men's basketball. They were picked number 10 in this year's preseason poll. Coach, year 2 for you at Randolph as a coach, obviously being an alumnus of there as a player. Talk a little bit about, number one, what it was just like to be there back for another year, but on the other side of the sideline, if you will, and then what the progression has been for you from year 1 to year 2 in relation to your team.
It was definitely special being back. Being back in the gym, being back around campus, where I was, an 18-year-old kid, and now role has definitely changed a lot from there. So there's stories you remember and games you remember from being a player that you're able to share with our players now. That's been a good experience. It's also a little strange at times, sitting on the other side of the desk. But it's Randolph. Our program has always been pretty close because of the youth of the program and the way we kind of started up. And so all the alums have been great, very supportive. And so it's nice to get back to represent that again from when I was a player. So.
Coach, let's take a look at your team coming into this year. A good set of returning players coming back, including Ryan Fields, who was an all-conference guy last year. Talk about what you expect to see out of that group this year, now that it's year 2 under your system, that they should be more familiar with.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of an adjustment there. And so we're doing a good job of going from things are new to now, okay, that's ingrained as a habit. Ryan Fields has been a great leader for us all along, but ever since last spring, he's really ramped it up a notch. Reed Jacoby was our starting point guard last year. He's a captain along with Ryan. Those two guys, I think we're expecting big things out of, and I think that they have that in them. So, year 2, we're moving from everything is a little bit new to we're getting a little bit more used to some changes in the system, and it's becoming second nature. And so now we actually have some veterans that can speak to the new guys on, hey, this is how we're going to do things, where maybe we didn't have that as much last year.
And let's take a look at some of your new guys this year coming in, whether there's a name or not that you want to drop, somebody to watch. But what do you see from your new class coming in this year? And maybe if there are some guys that we should pay attention to from Randolph College starting this season.
Yeah, one of our biggest struggles last year, and it was seen by the end of our season, was depth. And that was a high priority for us to get deeper. And so I think our new guys are going to help us with that. We're making a lot of mistakes, but we're making them going fast. We're making them with effort, enthusiasm, and so that's a good thing to see. So I think our new class, whether they're a transfer or a freshman guy, are helping us add depth, whether that's in practice competitively or, some of those guys are going to be stepping into some minutes, and that's an exciting thing for them. And I think that's an exciting thing for our returners that realize for us to take another step, we need that depth. And I think that right now we're excited about where that could take us.
You can give a unique perspective on what we see from the league, given that you're a recent player on it. Last year was the first year in a while that we only had one team make the NCAA tournament, but the league itself was as competitive as ever.
Yeah.
What did you see from last year coming into this year that maybe we'll have the ODAC back with a multi-team bid coming to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think a lot of teams return a lot, which is a good and bad thing. For us, it's good that we're returning a lot, but it's not great to see everybody else doing it. That should help us, though. I think the league, as far as conference play, is always competitive, somewhat unpredictable. A lot of really good coaches in the league. It's hard to beat a team twice. It's hard to do the same thing over and over and always succeed because the scatter reports are good and teams buy into those kind of things. I think the league, as far as ability and competitiveness, is probably where it's always been. I don't think we performed as well in November and December last year as a league. And part of that might be that we always have a target on our back when we're stepping outside of our conference. So hopefully we can change that this year.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today, and good luck this season.
Yeah, thank you.